Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and welcome to day 14 of our 100-day countdown to the best version of ourselves in the new year. Just 2 more weeks, my friend, and then a lifetime, right? A lifetime of good choices. For those of you who have just joined us, you are right on time. And for those of you who have been here, where are you at? Share in the comments below. Are you reassessing anything that you need to do? Are you right on track for the goals you set for yourself? Have you just been pondering your existence and you're ready to get on with it? Whatever the case is, I would love to support you. So just in terms of being mindful, I was looking up intuitive eating because it's something I've heard about a lot. But as a compulsive overeater and a sugar addict who for so long couldn't even determine my feelings, let alone whether I felt full or not, or had had enough, I can't really trust myself intuitively. Maybe in time I will. But there's another one called mindful eating, and I will put the site, I guess it's called, in the comments so that you can actually see the very quick, efficient YouTube video. It's only a little over 2 minutes on mindful eating, and another one on a scale to help measure your hunger. And that one's only a minute and a half. So I will definitely put those in there for you to look at. But I wanted to talk about mindful eating because that is something that I would like to strive for. And basically it starts with the understanding that food is precious, health is precious, that food is time consuming. You know, prepping it, certainly if you're a raw vegan and you're chopping up your vegetables and doing all of that, I never eat with my husband at the same time because I'm still prepping my food. And that's okay. It's worth it to me because I like the investment in it. But first, it's just understanding that your food is life, right? And nutrition, and it's precious and it's worth your time. So that said, in being a mindful eater, the first step is to turn off electronics. So to not be watching TV, to make sure that your phone is off, and maybe even music, in the background, that just all of those extra things are off and you are just present. The second is to just clear your mind, completely clear your mind. So all those things you're fretting about, let them wait. God never sleeps. Put him at the foot of the cross and know that he'll work on it till you come back to it. Seriously, he has the time. So be present, clear your mind, and then finally when you have your food, use all of your senses. So you want to be thinking about what is the appearance of your food, what is the aroma, the texture, the flavor, the sounds of your food. So number 4 is actually naming the flavors in your food. Is it salty? Is it sweet? Is it spicy? Is it sour? Is it bitter? What are the flavors? Like really tuning in with each bite. As my palate is cleaned up from eating largely raw vegan, I can taste the most subtle flavors. And I can say, wow, what a great surprise. I actually love heat. I didn't realize how much I love the spice and heat in food. But my vegetables, and of course so many vegetables are actually fruit, right? If they have seeds in them at all, are so sweet and delicious. So what are those? And do you have an awareness of them? And the next one is texture. Is it crunchy? And how does that feel? Is it creamy? Is it soft in your mouth? What is the texture going on? And finally, another really important tip is to put down your fork or a spoon in between bites. Not necessarily every single time, but every few bites, to just put it down. And the reason this is important is because it slows down your eating and it allows your body to catch up to even realize that it's consuming food. And then you'll have a better idea of how much you actually need. And I think that's really important. As a compulsive overeater and a sugar addict, I essentially black out when I've purchased food sometimes I don't even know of. I'm not kidding you. I've had food on my plate. I didn't even know how it got there. There's such a disassociation. Like, that's how sick I can be with my food. And then I'll find a receipt with a bunch of food. It's enough for a small country. Wrappers are all over the floor. I ate the whole thing and I was never even there. I'm not even kidding you. So I know Tanny Ross says don't name it and claim it like that, but I have to be accountable because that's true for me. And they've proven that people's minds, when they've evaluated them, like in an MRI and stuff, that people who have addictions or compulsions like that, their mind is just wired differently. And I'm okay with that as long as I know it. and have an understanding of it and can work with it. So that's kind of where I am. But I certainly don't want to affirm negativity. I certainly don't do that. So here's another one in line with that mindful eating and putting that fork down and giving your body a chance to realize you're eating. And that's using a scale, it's kind of an imaginary scale to guide you in understanding your hunger and whether you're hungry or not. So the way the scale works is a 1 is you're starving. I mean, you are just famished, you are starving. 2, you're very hungry. 3, you have a growling stomach. So starving and very hungry are like even greater than finally getting to a growling stomach. So wow, right? Number 4, you're slightly hungry. Number 5, you're not hungry, but you're not full. Number 6, you are satisfied. And that's the lovely number 6. Number 7, you're pleasantly full. If being full at all can be pleasant. It isn't for some people. They freak if they feel that way. Number 8, you're a little too full. So you're getting to the discomfort part. Number 9, you are uncomfortably full. Ugh, right? And number 10, you are stuffed. Excuse me, I'm like choking on the idea. You're stuffed, which to me is miserable. Okay, so of course the ideal is number 6, which is satisfied. So what it recommends is that first, before you even eat, you assess yourself. How are you feeling? Are you starving? Are you okay? Like, where are you at? Then, midway through your meal, you pause with that fork down, the spoon down. You pause. Maybe take some water. I don't know. I don't drink with my meals because I like my stomach acids to break stuff up, but maybe you're going to take a sip of water and cleanse your palate. I don't know. Reassess the scale at that point. Are you finally neither hungry nor full? And would you have the courage to stop? Are you satisfied? Can you walk away? Are you accidentally getting a little pleasantly full or a little too full? And again, do you have the courage to walk away? So many times in my life, I've been a human garbage disposal. Like, I literally have consumed all of the food, and when I'm done eating all of it, then I report, wow, that was kind of disgusting. Ew, it was a little stale. God, it was barely warm. It tasted awful. Man, that had way too much spices on it. Ugh, it was mushy. Newsflash, you ate the whole thing. I know I did. That's what compulsive overeaters do. Today, that is not my case. I might take a couple bites. I might accidentally get in that 7 of pleasantly full or a little too full, but I'm not hanging out in uncomfortable or miserable or overly stuffed or whatever, and I am not a human garbage disposal anymore. I am able to say, wow, this is awful. I am not taking another bite, and I don't. That's all God's grace. So anyway, as always, like if you like. Let me know where you're at. What do you think of using that scale? Are you familiar with the mindfulness? And go ahead and watch those videos. They're brief and wonderful and insightful, and I'd love your feedback on that. And until we speak again, my friends, on the lucky day 13, no number has power. 13 is as lovely as any. I'll be seeing you on day 13 by God's grace, or as my husband says, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll be there. Okay, so peace be with you. Good night, and be blessed.